Good day, everyone. We are student researchers from the La Salle Medical and Health Sciences Institute in the Philippines. Today, we will present our study entitled Detection and Identification of Microplastic Contamination in the Flesh of Nemipterus japonicus pisuco and Oreochromis niloticus tilapia from selected public markets in Dasmariñas City, Cavite, Philippines. Plastic pollution is a growing environmental concern worldwide. As plastics breaks down into microplastics, these particles enter aquatic ecosystems and may eventually reach humans through food consumption. Unlike many previous studies that focus on intestines and gills, our study focused on the edible flesh of fish itself, making the study relevant to food safety and public health. For a statement of the problem, our study aimed to determine first whether microplastics are present in Oreochromis niloticus tilapia and Nemipterus japonicus pisuco. Second, the different classifications of microplastics found in the flesh of Oreochromis niloticus tilapia and Nemipterus japonicus pisuco samples. And third, which classification of microplastics are common among Oreochromis niloticus tilapia and Nemipterus japonicus pisuco.
To conduct our data gathering procedure, we first bought 3 tilapia and 3 bisugo, each from Area G Market, Central Market, and Kadiwa Market in Dasmariñas, Cavite, totaling to 18 samples. We then extracted all of their flesh, submerged them in 10% KOH solution, and put them in the oven for meat evisceration. Afterwards, we filtered the samples to isolate potential microplastic particles on filter papers and kept them inside separate Petri dishes. These were later put in the oven to dry. Consequently, we observed the morphological characteristics of each sample and performed hot bin method to determine if they have microplastics. Then finally, the samples that are detected with microplastics were subjected to FTIR spectroscopy for microplastic classification.
Now moving on to the results and discussion, we first have SOP number 1, which questions the presence of microplastics in both Oreochromis niloticus and Nemipterus japonicus. Here in this table, we can see the positive-negative sign. Positive indicates that there's a presence of microplastics, while negative indicates that there's none. In Dasmariñas Central Market, Tilapia 001 and Bisugo 003 both has a positive sign. Therefore, we can conclude that both of these samples have presence of microplastics. In Kadiwa Market, Tilapia 001, Tilapia 002, Bisugo 001, and Bisugo 003 all has a positive sign, indicating that 4 out of 6 samples from this market has same microplastics. In RG Market, there's only one sample that tested positive. It is the Bisugo 002. 7 out of 18 specimens were positive for the presence of microplastics, while there were no microplastics detected in the remaining 11 fish samples. Moving on to SOP number 2, what are the different classifications of microplastics found in the flesh of Oreochromis niloticus and Nemipterus japonicus? From the table earlier, those that tested positive undergo an FTIR analysis. Here, we can see the FTIR analysis graph. In Dasmariñas Central Market, we have Tilapia 001 and Bisugo 003. In Kadiwa Market, we have Tilapia 001, Tilapia 002, Bisugo 001, and Bisugo 003. In RRG Market, we only have Bisugo 002. In Dasmariñas Central Market, Tilapia 001 has a functional group of nitrogen-hydrogen single bond and carbon-oxygen double bond. Comparing it to nylon, nylon also has a nitrogen-hydrogen single bond. Therefore, we can conclude that Tilapia 001 has nylon on its flesh. Next is Bisugo 003 with a functional group of OH, carbon-hydrogen single bond, carbon-oxygen double bond, carbon-carbon double bond, and carbon-carbon double bond alkene. Here we can see a presence of carbon-carbon double bond aromatic, which automatically means that there's a benzene ring in its functional group. Now, polyethylene terephthalate is the only polymer that has a benzene ring on it. Therefore, we can conclude that Bisugo 003 has polyethylene terephthalate. Next, in Kadiwa Market, we have Tilapia 001 with a functional group OH, carbon-hydrogen single bond, carbon-oxygen double bond, and carbon-carbon double bond. Again, this carbon-oxygen double bond and carbon-carbon double bond, which we can interpret it as having a benzene ring, therefore it has polyethylene terephthalate. Next is Kadiwa market, tilapia 002, which only has a functional group of carbon-hydrogen single bond. Now, we can either interpret this as polypropylene or polyethylene. Why? Because in polypropylene, there's a carbon-hydrogen single bond, but CH3 can be found at the end of the structure. While in polyethylene, there's carbon-hydrogen single bond, but CH3 can be found along its backbone. Therefore, we can conclude that tilapia 002 has either polypropylene or polyethylene. Next is Bisugo 003 with a functional group of OH, hydrogen-hydrogen single bond, oxygen-hydrogen single bond, carbon-oxygen double bond, and carbon-carbon double bond. Again, there's a carbon-oxygen double bond and carbon-carbon double bond, which means that there's a benzene ring, therefore it has polyethylene terephthalate. Now you may ask, why is there a nylon? There is a nylon because as you can see in the functional group, there's also a nitrogen-hydrogen single bond, which if we can compare it to the nylon, it also has nitrogen-hydrogen single bond. Therefore, this sample has nylon and polyethylene terephthalate. Next, moving on to our last market, we have Area G market with a sample of Bisugo 002 with a functional group of OH, hydrogen single bonding, carbon-hydrogen single bond, carbon-oxygen double bond, carbon-carbon double bond, and carbon-carbon double bond alkene. Again, there's a presence of carbon-carbon double bond aromatic, which means that it has a benzene ring, therefore it also has polyethylene terephthalate. Moving on to polymer structure for a comparison, in polyethylene terephthalate, there's a benzene ring. In polypropylene, there's a carbon-hydrogen single bond, but the CH3 can be found at the ends of its structure. In nylon, there's a nitrogen-hydrogen single bond. In polyethylene, there's a carbon-hydrogen single bond, but CH3 can be found along its backbone. Now, here are the table in where we can see the wave number and what functional group can be found. At the same time, there's the inference of what microplastics can also be found. Now, moving on to SOP number 3, which classifications of microplastics are the most common among Orochromis niloticus and Nymphalius japonicus. As you can see, polyethylene terephthalate is the most dominant, while in second, there's nylon. In polyethylene and polypropylene were tied at number 3. In polyethylene terephthalate, there's 5 out of 7 samples that belongs to it, namely, Kadiwa market tilapia 001, Kadiwa market Bisugo 001, Kadiwa market Bisugo 003, Regime Bisugo 002, and Central market Bisugo 003. In nylon, there's Central market tilapia 001 and Kadiwa market Bisugo 003. In polyethylene and polypropylene, there's only Kadiwa market tilapia 002. This table, we can interpret it as the predominance of polyethylene terephthalate suggests that the land-based plastic waste is a major contributor to microplastic contamination in this fish species. Meanwhile, the detection of nylon highlights the role of marine-based sources, particularly fishing practices. The relatively low occurrence of PE and PP may warrant further investigations in their environmental fate and interaction with aquatic organisms.
In conclusion, our study confirmed the presence of microplastics in the edible flesh of commercially sold tilapia in Bisugo from selected public markets in Dasmariñas City, Cavite, Philippines. Among the identified polymers, PET was the most dominant, followed by nylon, PE, and PP. These findings highlight the growing concern regarding microplastic contamination in food sources intended for human consumption. For recommendations, the researchers recommend conducting future studies with larger sample sizes and wider study areas. Future researchers may also focus on the health effects of microplastic ingestion and the measurement of microplastic concentration levels. In addition, increasing public awareness on proper waste management is highly encouraged. Thank you very much for listening.